First, plant your seeds and let them grow. Next, raise some baby chicks. Raise a hive of bees. Dig out clay, dry process it, throw some plates, bowls, and other containers, bury the pottery and start a fire on top, turning the clay into ceramic. Hike 14 miles up a mountain to collect a very specific type of iron ore.
Just gotta trudge through the snow, sure about snowshoes. We're almost there. An organic form of iron ore.
For smelting iron, we need a tall ceramic structure and charcoal made from burning wood in an oxygen-deprived environment. Before smelting, we take our ore and prep it by roasting it, removing water from it and turning it from an orange color to a deep red iron oxide. Mix together and burn over a long period, and the iron ore will get reduced into metallic iron, which we can collect at the bottom. From here, we can work it down into iron bars and start forging. Now with iron, start forging tools like tongs, a hammer, anvil, and a knife. Lastly, an axe, and a saw, which we can use next. Using the axe and saw, chop wood and saw it into dimensional lumber. And if you're extra crafty, use that to build a tool to mill wood even faster. I'm not going to show too much detail on how we actually made it so that I don't risk demonetization, but this was a pretty difficult piece of machinery to make by hand. We'll go into more detail on the barrel making process in a later video, but we made sure to test fire it with 3 times the black power load to ensure its safety. Of course, this is basically just a tube and a lighter. Actual firearms require some kind of propellant. So, also without going into too much detail, it's a combination of 3 ingredients: charcoal, sulfur, and a chemical known as saltpeter or potassium nitrate. The first 2 are relatively easy to make or collect, but saltpeter will force me to get my hands dirty. Chicken droppings are rich in nitrates, and actually make really valuable fertilizer. But if you collect it and let it age and degrade with some help from some microbes, you can run water through it and collect the soluble potassium nitrate that forms. Then you just have to boil it down and concentrate it through crystallization. For the bullets, we can take the lead ore that I collected in Wisconsin, smelt it over a fire, and then cast the bullets in a mold. And after a long wait, I was able to take my shot. Success. You know, I'm the kind of person who will rebuild an ancient invention from scratch before I'll call a doctor. But a few months ago, that caught up with me. I've been putting off a checkup, partly because I don't know where to start, and partly because calling around, waiting on hold, and trying to figure out which doctor even takes my insurance sounds miserable. Then one morning I woke up feeling awful. That's when I found today's sponsor, ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free website where you can search and compare high quality, in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. And ZocDoc isn't just for one type of care. They have more than 100,000 providers across nearly every specialty, from primary care to dental health, eye care to urgent care to mental health, and more. It's the one-stop shop for your healthcare needs. No need to call the doctor's office and wait on hold either. ZocDoc lets you do everything online. When you found the doctor you need, you can see their actual appointment openings. Plus, ZocDoc helps you get appointments fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. And you can even score same-day appointments. You can even read verified patient reviews and see real-time openings. So when you click to book, there's an actual time spot, not a we'll call you back situation. So if you've been putting off that appointment, stop waiting for the right time. Go to ZocDoc.com/HDME to find and instantly book a top-rated in-network doctor today. Next, a glass jar, which requires compounds like sand, sodium carbonate, lime, and borax. Then you need to melt them over an all-day burn in a wood-fired furnace. But shaping it either requires years of practice, or you break up the glass and melt it into a mold. In a trip out to Utah, I was able to visit the salt mines of real salt, the remains of an ancient sea that had long since dried out and deposited salt deep in their mines. They even let me chip out a sample for myself.
That's right.
Taking just the pork belly from the pigs, they are dry cured for a week, using a combination of my spices. Then rinse off the extra salt mix and begin smoking for several hours over a smoky fire. Then we can slice it up into your traditional bacon slices. Unfortunately, back home, I am left with too many male chickens, which local laws don't allow me to keep, so sadly need to cull the herd. To make an oil, harvest a field of sunflower seeds, build a frame, carve a threaded rod, and then the nut. Then press the oil from the seeds and collect. For an acid, harvest some apples, let them ferment for several days, strain out the solids, and leave it to ferment a few more weeks. Add acid to the milk and let it curd. Strain, stretch, and then smoke it. Once it was harvested, I moved on to breaking it up with a flail. Once the seeds are removed from the stalks, you can then use the wind to separate the outer husks from the seeds. Now to start baking. Next, seasoned each chicken thigh, dipped it in egg wash, and covered it in breading. Then just a slow fry over the coals using pig lard. Next up, the bacon, also fried up over the coals. Now, just to put it all together. Not bad. Edible. Yeah, I've definitely had better sandwiches. It's not bad. I think every element turned out great. I don't really know what I could do better than this. I think this is a success. I can feel like I redeemed myself after 10 years.
I think it's just all around like a really good sandwich. I like it.
This is a very, very, very good sandwich.
But it's an okay sandwich, 4 out of 10.